What happens to your leave if you're a federal employee terminated in a RIF, a reduction in force? Let's find out. In a previous video, I talked about what happens to your sick leave. Now we're going to talk about what happens to your annual leave, your comp time, or your time off awards. So what's the difference between comp time and time off awards? Generally, if you're an employee who would be entitled to time and a half, if you were in the private sector and you have to work overtime, they would give you comp time, which is the amount of time you work but given as paid leave. If you are not entitled to a time and a half, if you were in the private sector, so you're an exempt employee, then generally if you go above and beyond, they would give you time off awards. And annual leave is what every employee gets in the federal government for PTO, vacation, however you want to call it. If you're terminated in a RIF, there's a very big difference between these. Annual leave, you will get paid out. Comp time, you will get paid out. Time off awards, you're going to lose. You won't get anything, nothing at all. So all of you will have this, and some of you will have this and this. And if you do, you want to use this up before you leave, because time off awards will not get paid out in a RIF. You're going to lose it. They're going to keep it. You're going to lose it. They're going to keep it. So use it up. If you decide to stay in the government, there are differences between the three. So as you probably know, the amount of annual leave depends on how long you've been in the government. If you just started, you'll get federal holidays plus about 2 weeks vacation when you have less than 3 years of service. After 3 years of service, but less than 15, you're going to get about 3 weeks of vacation. If you've been there more than 15 years, you get about 4 weeks vacation plus federal holidays. So it's 8 hours per pay period, which is every 2 weeks, and that works out to almost 4 weeks, give or take. So if you stay in the government, your time off awards don't expire, but they also don't transfer if you move to a different agency, and may not even transfer if you move to a different division within the same agency. And again, you don't get paid anything for it if you're terminated in a RIF. So if you think you might not be staying on, definitely use that first. As far as comp time goes, in the private sector, if you're an hourly worker and you work extra, you would get time and a half. They don't do that in the federal government. They would give you comp time. It will get paid out in a RIF. It expires after 1 year if you don't use it. And if you transfer to a different agency, they will pay you for it if you're an exempt employee, and you will forfeit it if you're, if you're transferred to a different agency, you will be paid for it if you're not an exempt employee, and then you will forfeit it if you're an exempt employee. So in the private sector, if your job would have required you to work and without overtime, it would be forfeit. That's an exempt employee. And in the private sector, if your work would entitle you to time and a half, and then you transfer to a different agency, you're going to be paid because you would be considered non-exempt. With annual leave, if you move to a different agency or even a different division, it's going to transfer, and there are use or lose limits, and it will get paid out in a RIF. But as I said, these two paid, this one not. So those are the differences between the three. If you have questions about sick time, I covered that in a separate video. And I'll give you the standard disclaimer. I'm an attorney, but I'm not your attorney, and this is for informational purposes only. This doesn't create an attorney-client relationship, and if you have any questions about this, you should talk to your own lawyer. And if you got something useful out of this video, just like the video and subscribe to the channel so you'll see future videos when they come out, and it'll help with the Google algorithm so other people can see this information. If you want to support the channel, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description, but don't feel like you have to. And if you have any questions about this or anything else, just leave it in the comment and I'll try to answer it either in the comments or do a separate video. Have a great day, everyone.